Hello Facebookers and YouTubers. Today I just wanted to go over some of the driveline components that we find in the 2.5 ton, 5 ton Axletech and Meritor axles we've been using here in the off-road industry. Just to keep things simple, I'm not going to get into the smaller stuff. I'm not going to get into the half ton, 1350, 1310, and I'm also not going to do anything bigger than like an 1810, all that semi-truck stuff. We'll leave that alone. And I'm also not going to touch too much on the real oddball stuff that you find here and there. We're just going to keep it nice and simple. I'll start off. These are common U-joint sizes you'll find in a 2.5 ton truck. 1410, 1480, and 1550. These 1410s, it's about as small as you'll find. You can get into the 1480s. You can see that once you compare sizes, cap diameter is quite a bit bigger. Cross width is about the same. And same thing, you get into the 1550. Cap diameter is similar, but the cross width is quite a bit bigger. All these mount with a common 4-bolt flange onto the 2.5 ton pinion yoke. Just a 4-bolt flange like that. And then once we get into the bigger stuff, the 5 ton stuff, this is a 1610, a 1710 U-joint. The adapters for them use this round bolt pattern, mounts on a 5 ton flange like that. The 1610, it actually works with this, the Meritor yoke. You can see here it uses a 2-bolt cap. It holds it on there. Same with the 5 tons here. And you can kind of see the size difference between the 16 and 1710. If you're shopping around for surplus drive shafts, just kind of a thing to keep in mind is the 1610s, the drive flanges here, you can see it's flat on that face, where the bigger 1710 has that step right in there. Just an easy thing to identify them with. Now we're going to move on to some of the little weirder stuff that you'll come across. This is an older 5-bolt adapter flange. It uses a wing style U-joint, uses a keyed flange in here and then bolts on, fits there. You'll come across some of these. I think they're used on some of the older 5 ton trucks. You'll see them. The wide Axletech axles, they use kind of the same design, not the same size, but the same style. Keys in there and everything. And then on the narrow Axletech axles, you'll see this kind of cross-cut pattern. These are a real oddball setup. There isn't a lot of options that'll fit this cross-cut pattern, and not a whole lot of options available either in U-joint sizes. You can see here, this is actually a cross-cut yoke. And same thing, real expensive, hard to find, and not a real good setup. You can find some surplus drive shafts that have that crosscut pattern that'll fit these, but they're definitely not as common as the 5 ton shafts or the 2.5 ton. Because of that, we put together a couple options here. This is just an adapter that we built. You can fit this onto the crosscut Axletech pattern, and what it'll do is you can adapt 1410 or any of these flanges onto there. It'll bolt on, then you can just run a common 2.5 ton shaft. And then even for the guys that want to do a bigger 5 ton shaft, we do have an adapter here, same crosscut pattern, fits onto there, and you can run these bigger 1610, 1710 adapters on the Axletech crosscut pattern. So it's just a couple options. There are adapters available for the wide Axletechs that'll accept the 1410, 1480, 1550 adapters as well. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'll post a link to our website, and what I'll do is I'll list all the different dimensions of these U-joints, cross diameter and or cross width and cap diameter, so you'll have a better idea, you know, if you're shopping around and you're looking at strength and that kind of stuff, or if you have a U-joint and you don't know how to identify it, it'll give you a good idea. It'll just kind of be an easy reference guide, so keep an eye out for that below. And other than that, that's about all we're going to talk about today. So thanks for watching.